After finishing my beginner's guide for anime adventures, I decided that I was going to make a tier list of all the best characters. So today, we're going to go straight into part 1, the 5 best hybrid characters. So before we start with the top 5, I just quickly want to go through a few honorable mentions, which are going to be Tengen, who's very good. He's just kind of fell off. He's not as good as he used to be, but for a very old unit, he's still pretty usable. The next two are characters I don't have. It's Ainz from Overlord and Sid from the latest Halloween update. So I'm not going to include Ainz in the top 5 because he's one of the best characters with the unique trait. However, without the unique trait, he's not good. So I'm not going to be including him because I want to make this tier list more for general players, not just for people that have full unique, because obviously any decent character with unique is amazing. And then Sid, which is the last one on honorable mentions for the hybrid characters, is because he's very good, but he only shines in Infinity Castle, which means that he's not going to be your best character for any content unless you're doing the harder Infinity Castle where he's actually the best character. So enough with that, let's go straight into the top 5. Number 5 on my hybrid tier list is going to be Poseidon. I'm going to be showcasing him now. So as you can see, he has 23,000 damage when you place him, which is absolutely amazing. As some of you might have wondered why I placed Tengen lower than Poseidon, because they're both around the same level, but I'm gonna be placing Poseidon higher because of this damage when you place him. Poseidon mostly shines when you get his full AoE, which is at upgrade 7. So now, as you can see, Poseidon is hitting 260k every 13 seconds, which is very good. As you can see, at max upgrade, Poseidon does 334k damage every 9 seconds, which means that he does almost 40k damage per second. And with that range, that makes him one of the best full AoE units in the game. He also has 3 placements, so nothing special there, but that's why Poseidon is going to be number 5. Number 4 is going to be Homura. Homura is amazing, not necessarily because she does high damage, but for example, as you can see, when you place her, she only has a 5-second cooldown, and I do have a curse on her that increases the cooldown, so it's usually even faster, but I just like having more range for her supporting abilities. So we're gonna upgrade her, and at this point she's not going to be hybrid yet. However, she does get her hybrid very early, which makes her, I think, one of the cheapest hybrid units in the whole game. As you can see, as soon as you get upgrade 7, which is only 11,000, she will be able to hit flying enemies, as you can see here, which is going to be very good on any maps where there are early flying enemies with not a lot of health. As you upgrade her to the max, she has a fairly good AoE, but 132k damage every 6 seconds is good, but it's not better than the units above her. And since I'm only ranking her on damage and not her time stop, she's going to be at number 4. Number 3 is going to be Archer. Archer, in my opinion, is amazing. He's the best not full AoE hybrid you can get from summoning. As you can see on placement, he does 10k damage every 6 seconds with a fairly good range. His second move is like some kind of weird line AoE. It's pretty good. I mean, it's nothing special, but for now he won't be hitting flying enemies. At upgrade 5, he becomes an even stronger unit, but he's still not going to be hitting hybrid enemies, which is why I was saying Homura is one of the cheapest hybrid options. At upgrade 8, as you can see, he's going to be able to unlock his move that turns him into a hybrid unit. 200k damage every 6 seconds is absolutely insane with such a high range. Unlike Homura, his AoE is slightly smaller, but it just does so much more damage that I generally think he's one of the strongest hybrid characters in the game currently. At max upgrade, which is upgrade 9, he does 254k damage every 6 seconds, but in my opinion, what sets him apart is not just that insanely high damage, but it's also the fact that he has 4 placements, which means you can be doing 1 million damage every 6 seconds for a unit that's relatively cheap to max out. Number 2 is going to be Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh is a secret unit, so it's kind of obvious that he's going to be a very good hybrid, especially since he doesn't have an ability. On placement, he does around 10k damage. I don't have mine level 100 just yet, but I think he does around 10k damage every 6 seconds. Once you upgrade Gilgamesh once, his line AoE becomes a circle AoE, which I prefer, and he already does 50k damage every 6 seconds. As you keep upgrading him, he gets Gates of Babylon, which makes him do 160k damage every 9 seconds without being a hybrid just yet. At upgrade 8, he unlocks Enuma Elish, which makes him an absolute monster. As you can see, 430k damage every 12 seconds already sets him apart from Poseidon and all the other units I've shown so far. As you can see, his full AoE is huge. He is now able to hit flying enemies, and this is not even his max upgrade yet. When we keep upgrading him, he goes up to 650k damage every 10 seconds for a whopping 65k DPS. Unlike Archer though, he only has 3 placements, so that maybe kind of sets him back, but he will still be doing a lot more damage than every unit I've shown so far. Before I reveal number 1, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And for the number 1 best hybrid in Anime Adventures currently, I'm gonna have to give it to Guts. So Guts is a bit of a weird one, because he does this thing which is called bleed damage. So as you can see, his damage is not too high, it's only 7,000, right? However, he does 25% of that damage as bleed damage, so he's actually doing 10,000 damage. We're gonna keep upgrading him, and you're gonna see he's just gonna have a cone attack, which is actually pretty decent. He misses sometimes, which is a bit annoying, but that's the only problem with it. So you're gonna see the damage is not too high, but once we get to Beast of Darkness, he then becomes a full AoE unit, and he does 226k every 12 seconds, which you might think is not a lot, but you have to remember that 25% of that damage is being added on as bleed damage. In this case, he would have almost 55k damage. However, the thing that sets him apart is that 25% bleed damage can be amplified by characters such as Shouter, or can also be used to do even more damage by other characters such as Stain. And as we get to his last upgrade, he would be doing 343, and he would also have 80k damage added onto it as bleed. Once you start including Shouter's amplifier, which is a 5 times amplifier, Guts' bleed would then be doing 400k damage, which would suddenly turn the Guts we currently have that's already doing 400k damage into a monster that now does almost 700k damage every 11 seconds. This is why Guts is one of the best units in the game, with all these characters that amplify bleed damage and how well they work when using them with Guts. Anyways guys, that's gonna be it for this part. I'm trying to get all the characters for the next part. I'm almost done with I think one of them. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.